when you want to take out the lead, if it runs out or it breaks, how do you replace it?
Okay, that's something I'll address when you
Okay.
need to. Now what's going on there? Okay.
That's a big circle.
What's going on here? Okay, so just practice. Practice just making some circles, some arcs. One of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to hold your compass so that it's perpendicular with your desk, because then you get it kind of like it's not such a smooth arc.
Wait, what's it?
You do like Jackie did.
Amazing.
Oh, that's what ran. Mine was way slow.
Oh, I know why it's not working.
Oh, Jackie, can you brought it?
I got it. I do it. This scratch paper. I was wondering why it didn't work. I was like, half a circle.
There we go.
I like that.
Okay, so the best way, the best way to use the compass is to hold the pointer, and then you want to just kind of swoop, kind of like, so it's not holding it perpendicular, that you're holding it more of an angle, okay?
This one only makes like really tiny circles.
It's easier to hold the pointer and then twist with the pencil, because that's basically when I do my art. That's what we're gonna do.
Miss Casey,
Okay, yes.
I did it.
do you have one extra line?
This one's really loose. And it's not really mine.
I did it. Look, now look.
I twisted it. How do you make your circle?
Mine's so perfect.
Jackie's.
All right, guys. So
How bad it is. I have no idea.
okay, everybody have a little practice.
Maybe you shouldn't get sick and leave.
Deeply sorry I'm sitting in bed now.
Whoa, this is so cool.
Should be. Okay, so the point of this is not to make necessarily full circles. What we're going to do is we're going to be drawing a lot of arcs.
I like
Oh,
Okay, in order to measure.
Yeah, move up over there.
So constructions are method of creating geometric figures without the benefit of measuring tools such as rulers or protractors. So we're not going to measure like angles. We're going to use rulers just to make the line straight, but we're not actually measuring with, 1 inch, 2 inch, so on. So we're going to learn how to construct congruent segments, for example. That's going to be the first one. We're going to do congruent angles. Hey guys, please stop talking. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
You never gave me like pens.
Okay, step one. So, using your ruler, so take your ruler. Guys, I told you there's rulers over there if you need to borrow them. Okay, so what we want to do, just draw a segment XY. It doesn't matter how long you make it. You can make it 2 inches, 1 inch. It doesn't really make a difference to me. Okay, so make a segment.
Are we doing this on the back?
No, guys, these are your construction notes where I'm going to. So basically, it's going to have a title. So we're going to construct congruent segments. And then I wrote out step by step, and we're going to go through each one. And then for homework tonight, you're going to have the opportunity to basically repeat the process and just get some more practice. Okay, so we drew a segment. We want to draw a segment XY. So here, I'm going to just put XY. Okay, elsewhere on So basically, somewhere else, you could put it to the right or below, just depending on wherever you have some space. Okay, so so I'm gonna draw a ray. Okay, so a ray meaning it goes on, right? And it has one endpoint. Now when we create these constructions, if I have a segment XY, I'm gonna duplicate it and I'm gonna use this notation, and that stands for prime. So we would say this is X prime. It just means that X prime corresponds to the original point X. Okay, so it's kind of like a duplicate. Now you want to make sure, I probably didn't say this, but the ray that you drew here, try to make it longer than the original segment. If it's not, just extend it a little bit more. Just make the ray longer than the original segment.
Wait, are they supposed to be next to each other?
No, it doesn't matter. Just says anywhere else.
If it was a duplicate, I thought it would be like
Subnotation we use for different things. For when we do, you'll see in chapter 9 when we get to like rotations, transformations. When you take something and just move it to a new location, we use the prime notation. Okay, so we are going to use our compass.
Yay.
So we're going to place the compass at point X. So I'm going to put my pointer on X. Okay, you're just taking the pointer, the sharp pointer, put that on X, and now open up your compass so that your pencil is on point Y. Okay, so essentially what you're doing is the openness of your compass is reflecting the length of segment XY. Okay, now take your compass, don't change the setting, and move the pointer, the sharp pointy. Oops. I didn't mean to do that.
Is it supposed to be double the
Move it over. So do you see where the pointer was on X? We're going to move it to X prime. And you're going to take your pencil and you're just going to kind of swipe it down to make an arc through that ray.
What's mine? Okay.
This place where the arc and the ray intersect is Y prime. So these two segments are identical in length. They are congruent. They are congruent to each other.
Wait, what's the dash for?
What's what dash?
Prime.
Oh, the prime. So these two segments, if you were to measure them, of course there's some human error possible, but if you were to actually measure them with your ruler, these two should be the same length. Because remember, we used our compass and how open it was to find the length of X prime, Y prime.
I like this so far.
Okay, go ahead and try the same with the one below.
With what?
Go, do the one below. Okay, so in other words, we already have the segment provided. So
You have to measure it.
basically, it doesn't matter where you put A prime. So you want to make a ray somewhere else on your paper. It doesn't have to go parallel to this. You can put it anywhere you want. Oops, I had that on
How long might you
You just want to make the ray longer than your actual segment. So if this is A prime, okay. Again, it doesn't matter where you draw it. It makes no difference. So when you do this on the homework, wherever you put your segment,
So that's good.
you can draw it the same direction if you want. It's not necessary because we're drawing congruent segments, and congruent just means it has to have the same length.
Did you also just draw an arc?
Someone's drawing an arc up or down.
Yeah, you could.
This case,
Okay, so let's see. Yes. Did you open up your compass
Yes.
from A to B?
I did it. It's so cool.
And then over here at A prime, make an arc. And then what do we call this point?
B prime.
B prime.
B prime.
Question.
Why aren't they so fun? Why couldn't every unit be this fun?
Okay, next page.
Wait, my arc.
bisecting a segment.
I did.
What does it mean? Can somebody tell me what does it mean to bisect a segment again?
Cut it in
Jacqueline?
Cut it in half.
Okay, cut it in half, and basically it has to go through the midpoint of the segment. So essentially, that's what we're gonna find here is the midpoint. So let's start step one. Just draw a segment XY. How long?
It's not
I made
double-sided.
one-sided because when you use the pointer, sometimes it goes through the paper, and I didn't want it to like, you see what I mean? It made it, it actually makes it easier to draw on one side rather than both. Okay.
Look, I just touched it.
Okay, make a segment XY. Now, notice I didn't tell you how long to make the segment. It doesn't matter. You can, I probably would not make it the entire length of the page or the width of the page. That makes it more complicated. So I would keep it maybe down to just a couple of inches. So here's XY. Everybody has a segment? Okay, so we're gonna place the compass point at X. So the pointer part, the pencil is kind of in the air right now. We're gonna adjust the compass so that its width is greater than half of XY. So basically, picture where the midpoint would be and go a little bit beyond there. Okay, so imagine if you can kind of picture where you think the midpoint would go, but don't go past Y. Okay, so somewhere in the middle, maybe like 3/4 of the way over. And what you're gonna do is you are gonna draw arcs above and below XY. So you're gonna go like this and below this.
Oh.
Now if you want, you can actually just make one big arc here.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
I actually prefer to just make one big arc.
You're really
Mine's a real.
I was
Wow, what is this?
I'm just gonna extend it. My actual.
Okay.
I think it's just a little. Do we go through?
Now don't change.
This keeps,
Okay.
Mine keeps moving, so it's not like stable.
Yeah, you might need to get it. You might need to borrow. You might have to share
I
compass
can
from.
press down.
I have a question. Is it okay that I extended my X a little so it looks more not in the middle?
Yeah, that's okay. I guess.
Should the arc
Okay.
extend all the way back to X?
No, you don't need to go all the way. Almost like a semicircle. Now don't change the compass setting. Okay, so if you did, just go back and try to make sure that it's the same as what you made this arc. You're gonna make a duplicate arc from Y. So you're gonna flip it around. Put your pointer now on Y, where your pencil is kind of out in the air. And you're going to make a the same arc going the opposite direction.
It looks like Chanel.
If they don't intersect, then you just need to go back and make the arcs a little bit bigger, make them a little bit longer. So basically what we're looking for are these 2 points. They should line up, and so when you take your ruler, okay, so take your ruler, okay, line up the points and draw a line segment. This line segment bisects XY. So in other words, this is M, that is the midpoint of XY. Okay, pretty cool?
That's so weird.
Completely correct.
Go ahead and try the next one, I'll come around.
Mine's not.
I just messed it up.
Did we just draw a line in the middle?
That is so
Did your
weird. Mine's
compass
like
set
totally in the middle.
I think mine is also.
Mine is too.
It doesn't look like it's in the middle though.
It is.
Yeah, it is off a little bit.
Mine looks offensive.
Did we just randomly choose that?
For midpoint.
Oh.
I mean, I use M for midpoint.
Oh.
Which is the same thing over there.
Yeah, okay, so what do we wanna do? We wanna open the compass so it's a little more than halfway, let's say like 3/4 of the way across. Don't go past Q.
Got it.
Can't you get one from?
That's this side.
Do you have another one, Miss Casey?
That's all I
What is
had.
that?
I only had like,
It's not. Do we just make them?
Oh, such a perfect thing.
Hey, these ones are good. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I only had so many to begin with.
Miss Casey, this is actually pretty cool.
We should have a test on this. Oh my god.
Yeah, we should have a test.
Oh, it's gonna get harder. Don't ask for
No. I mean, like, we should have a test on this specifically. Just this.
Did you look at your lesson plan?
Which one?
We have a test.
The one I-
We have a quiz on it.
There's a quiz on it.
I-
Yeah, that looks good.
No, one on this, one on that.
Okay, how did everybody do with PQ? Fantastic. Isn't this stuff fun?
This is so much fun.
It's actually so much fun. We do this the rest of the year.
The key is to not move.
You go a lot farther than I do,
I
though.
feel like it's easier to do it on
Miss Kasich,
Look good?
do I not go far enough out? Because you go a lot closer to the edges than I do.
No, it's okay. So,
It looks like a cool
Is it no matter where you put it, it always ends up in the middle?
there we go.
It's
Go
gonna do
away.
it again.
I know.
Let's just
Okay. It's a little hard to do here.
Mine bless you.
I love this.
How do we do? That looks good.
Oh, mine is so that's amazing.
I'm really enjoying this.
It's good for the mind.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying
I really just like get it. It makes
Yes.
sense. Compass thing is really, there's no numbers or letters, so there's letters, but you know, there's no count.
Okay, let's.
Advice is so incredible.
So, what's really neat about this is that we found the midpoint without measuring anything.
No
Right? We didn't use a ruler.
Exactly.
Okay, we didn't
Yes,
use
we
a
did.
or anything.
This is what to make it straight.
But we didn't measure anything.
Oh.
Did we measure anything?
No.
No, but if we did this correctly, these two segments, those two parts, should be congruent.
Should we try?
Just using the compass and opening it up and doing the same arc on both sides.
It kind of looks like a big fish. Or a crab. Doesn't it look like a crab? look, it looks like a crab.
Okay.
Yes, guys.
How does that look like a crab?
Moving along. Let's do
Yeah,
congruent
I'm
angles.
Science.
As far, basically as far as we can go, and
Just
then I'll
like the
give you a
dress.
worksheet for homework.
Wait, is this what the homework is?
This is what the homework is. I have a worksheet just basically more practice.
What? Yes. Life is complete.
Thank God.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying this so much.
I love this.
I'm actually doing
Sorry, Corey, you can't
How are we gonna have
enjoy
all
this.
this? If everyone else, I would love that.
Well, they do get harder, guys.
Oh, dang it.
If you look at congruent angles, next one.
Look, Miss Casey, it's a crab.
This case doesn't find it very funny, Alex.
Let me see.
Well, because we're a bit behind, so what you guys, I'm still gonna give you the worksheet for homework. So here are the steps for congruent angles. It looks pretty complicated, but let me just, because I don't have room. Okay, just start by drawing one angle. Okay, it doesn't matter. It can be an acute angle, obtuse. Acute angles are easier. You can make a right angle. I'm just gonna make,
How big does it have to be?
I'll just do whatever Miss Casey says.
okay.
Because that's just you.
Okay, so I'm gonna make an angle, and I'm gonna label this as angle P. You could put whatever letter you want, honestly, but I'm just, because that's what I have in my instructions. Okay, so we have a triangle, or an angle, excuse me. But basically, what I'm saying is you could do the same steps for any type of angle. Now, I'm gonna start by just drawing a ray. Okay, somewhere next to it. Remember, you're duplicating it. You're making congruent angles.
Make it bigger now or smaller?
It doesn't matter. You can make it the same size, because these are rays. They're not segments. Okay, so I'm gonna label this. This is P prime.
Wait, what does prime mean?
Prime just means it's as if I'm duplicating this exact figure in a different location. So it's like, this is the original, this is my duplicate. So we label it with a little mark that represents prime.
I did it.
Okay, take your compass.
Oh yeah. That's fun, guys.
We're going to place the pointer, okay, the pointy part on the vertex. open it up. It doesn't, don't go, I don't want you to go past the arrows, okay? But you're going to draw one arc that goes through both sides of the angle. Everybody has that?
Got it.
Now don't change the setting. Carefully take your pointer and move it to P prime. Okay, so put the pointy part on P prime and make it arc exactly the same, identical to what you did on the original angle. Or you can make it a little bigger if you're not sure. Okay? So whatever you do here, you duplicate it. Now, notice how, okay, what you end up doing is now you're going to take your compass, you're going to change the compass setting. Put your pointer on the bottom ray and then put your pencil here so that this distance where the arc intersects the two sides is reflected in the openness of your compass. Do you see that?
Got it.
Okay, now move the pointer over here. So it's basically I'm just moving it over. So
Wait, what are the?
okay, so you see how this was, I opened up my compass so that it reflects the angle measure. I'm going to move my pointer here to the bottom where the ray and the arc intersect. And I'm just going to swipe it kind of backwards through the arc that was there.
Okay.
You do it one more time.
Okay, so you have this setting.
Okay.
Move the pointy part.
Someone went very wrong.
Move the pointy part over here.
Wow.
And then swipe it so that it goes, it crosses that original.
Miss Casey, why did this not?
That's perfect. Perfect. Okay.
Wait, Miss K says mine's like.
All right, I'll come around and check in a minute. Let me get you guys.
How long should that?
It doesn't have to. All I need to do is make sure that they intersect. So you're gonna take your ruler now, and you're gonna draw a ray through these 2 points. So from
It's gonna
P
make the angle.
through that line, and now these two angles are congruent.
Whoa.
The pointer goes on P.
Swag.
Yep, now we're gonna just draw the angle.
Oh.
It goes
That's
like
fine.
that.
That's fine.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool, Miss Casey.
Now wait a minute. We can make sure that that's exactly.
Go ahead. If you got this one, go ahead and try to do the next example.
This is a good kind of math.
Okay, so you're measuring from here to
Oh,
here.
this is actually so cool.
Yeah, it makes
I
me feel
know,
really
right?
professional.
It's going on.
Pencil should go over here, and then
Oh,
your
I can
pointer
do
goes
that.
here,
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, I got it.
and now you're gonna draw through here. And then these two angles.
This is the, like exactly the same.
This case if I feel really Wait, then where do you draw through? Like, the exact same.
Oh wait.
Oh, right.
Wait, so the line here was not do that.
Yes.
Your next one.
Yeah, oh yeah, you should have gone from here to here.
Wait, Miss Casey, did I do it right?
Remember, in order to draw a segment or a ray, this one, you want to use the 2 points. So it has to start from P prime. So next one, now, obtuse angles are just a little bit more difficult just because you have to make a much larger arc.
I cheated.
I need to on this. Oh, now we don't.
Say it right.
Oh, and then you just put it.
Okay.
Wait, I forgot what to do after you draw the red.
Okay, so here, this is going to be A prime.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to go through this one again together?
No, I want to do it by myself.
Well, we're going to make an arc. Okay, so put the pointer on A. Okay, don't go past the arrows. Just go ahead and draw one big arc.
Do you watch Doctor Who?
And then I'm going to move my pointer over to A prime.
I did that.
And we're going to make, oh, sorry.
I did that.
Shoot, I
So we have
messed
to
up.
make it
got it.
more.
You got to make it a lot bigger. See how big the original arc I made here? I made it pretty much a complete semicircle or half a circle.
Mine missed. Why is
Oh,
that?
I'm on fire.
I said don't go beyond the
I
arrows.
didn't mean to, but I went like that on this one.
But you gotta make sure it doesn't go beyond both. Just extend your angle.
Look at my thing.
Make this angle a little longer. Okay, now you're gonna measure. So you're gonna put your pointer here,
I
and
did
open it up here. Right?
I don't know if I did it right.
You put it here and here. And then I'm gonna move my pointer here, and we're gonna swipe it kind of that way. Remember, you put your pointer here, your pencil on the other point. We move the pointer here and we swipe across like that. I'll come around.
Well, that's kind of weird because I was just drawing by myself.
Mine's a little bit off, but it's hard to make it exact.
I feel like this does a little same.
It's not working. Why?
I'm not sure.
Right here. I just forgot this step. What's wrong? It's not working. What's going on here?
Yeah. Make it bigger.
Who got it?
Can you help me? Miss Casey?
Borrow somebody.
Miss Casey, I need assistance. I need assistance.
Yeah, Miss Casey, it only works when I borrow Allie's.
So wait, I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
I forgot the steps. I go from here
What is this?
from the A thingy, and then I go.
Make an arc that's identical to this one.
This case is what does this do?
It loosens the pad. The pencil will fall out.
Oh. Okay, Miss Casey, do
Now
that.
it doesn't
Check.
erase.
Now you have to measure how many of it.
On this one.
Yeah, from this side to this side.
Bisecting an angle. Let's go to the next page.
Bisecting an angle?
Okay, this is actually easier than
Now you're
congruent
here.
angles. So
That's good.
congruent angles, those are, I don't want to say that's the hardest part, but really it doesn't get much more difficult than congruent angles. This is actually easier than making. Okay, so we did bisecting a segment.
But it's
Well, now we want to bisect an angle. So let's start out. Just go ahead and draw any angle.
I did it. Can I do it on the board?
Okay, maybe the next example. Let me go through the steps first. Okay. So here is so
Michelle got so scared, and they were all doing
Here's
it in class
angle.
essay to tell us.
everybody has an angle A. Okay. Are we ready? Yeah. Okay, put your pointer on the vertex. Now, it doesn't matter how far you have it open, but I probably wouldn't put it really close to the vertex, and I wouldn't, obviously you don't want to go past the arrow. So I'm going to just draw one big arc through both the sides.
So like the last thing.
Yeah, it kind of looks like congruent angles marking. Now,
Oh, we draw them.
you don't need to change your compass setting. Move your pointer so it's on one of the places where the arc intersects the angle, and draw an arc kind of out in front of the angle. Like that. Did you get that? So you made one big one, and then you just moved the pointer over, you made another. Now you're going to put the other up here, put your pointer now at the top, and you're going to make a similar angle. So basically what you get is like an X out in front where those two arcs intersected. So did you see that? So you make, basically you make one big arc and two smaller ones.
Oh, and then I get it.
So-
and then
Here.
it's intersected,
Here, and then here. And now this point
isn't it?
and the vertex.
Do we have to change your compass setting?
Nope. You,
Oh, it's bisect. Oh.
that's gonna bisect.
So why?
You want- yeah, that would be great.
This case, so what am I doing here? I'm here and then.
Hold on, let me draw this.
Okay.
Hi, future me.
You didn't say hi, future me?
Yes.
Okay, mine didn't quite go through because it's hard to line up on here, but these two angles would be congruent to each other then.
There's no stapler anywhere.
Yeah, let me. What do you mean?
There's no stapler. Like,
That's weird. There was one over. Okay, so you push your arc here, and then you just move it over, you do another arc, and then you put it up here, and another small. And then you just line up your vertex.
Found them. They were under your jacket. That is so weird. It's like a perfect.
It's perfect. It's a perfect bisector. Again, notice we didn't get out a protractor or
That's
anything.
so strange. I have one right here. In case I wanted to cheat.
Okay.
There you go.
Jacqueline,
There's mine.
you're gonna go ahead and try this next example.
I forgot what you said.
No, I got
It's
it.
just 3 arcs. One big one, 2 small ones.
Right here. This one seems like it's gonna run off the page.
Freak it out.
Yeah, I know you're so gonna go like this.
Look at this. Yeah, what happens if it's not part of it?
You got this. I got this.
Cases, you got this, so it's like.
Okay, I got scared there for a second.
Yeah, mine runs
Can
off.
I, Miss Cases, can I make it smaller? If it looks like it's gonna run off the page, just make it smaller. Scroll down.
Jacob, what? Oh my.
Yeah, I have a
Too much.
it's not working.
He's only out 4 to 6 weeks. I don't know, but he's only out, I think 6 weeks. He's only out 4 to 6 weeks. It's about 4 to 6 months. I mean, he's not lucky people seriously.
You guys gotta make sure the arc goes through both sides.
Wait, no, what's our plan? I went through both sides.
I know, Dave.
Oh, okay. And now you go from the vertex of one of the.
Okay, I'm gonna be putting on your desk. We did not get to all, you should be able to do all of these except 5 and 6.
You go from right here.
No, here.
I did it.
This case, I'll be able to figure these out.
I don't know.
No, will I?
Okay, wait. So now I did this part. So I did that part. I made that line. And now where do I go? Here? And I made that line.
Alright guys, so we have 2 minutes yet.
Oh, I got it.
We don't have to do 5 and 6.
Yeah, so we're not gonna be able to get through. You should.
Wait, I didn't get it.